And this is why this technique is so powerful, and for me, probably the most underrated requirements gathering technique for business analysts. In this video, I want to talk about the most underrated requirements gathering technique that is out there for business analysts. Furthermore than just mentioning this technique, I want to show you what it exactly is, how to use it, and why to use it, so what's the benefit of it. This requirements gathering technique is called shadowing. For all of you who don't know what shadowing is, shadowing means observing a user on day-to-day tasks while using the application the user is using. So basically you have the chance to see what does the user click, what is the real user journey of the user. Now you might ask, why should you do shadowing and what's the benefit of it? The biggest benefit shadowing has is that you have a real-life perspective on the pain points users are experiencing while using the application from first hand. You are able to basically exactly measure the time a user needs to perform certain processes, to perform certain actions. And as you know, time equals money. You can directly see how much money it does cost that the user is doing a certain task in the application. So now I want to tell you how you can do shadowing effectively and efficiently. The first thing you need to do is to tell the user that you would like to shadow them in order to really observe their real-life issues, real-life experiences with the application in use. Because as you could imagine, if you do not tell the user, observing the user is something very strange and the user would not react positively on this. So be transparent, ask the user you would like to shadow them for their benefit actually. The next thing you should do as a business analyst is to block out your calendar so you are booked for this time. Then actually it starts. So you're sitting next to the user, you're observing the user over the time period. Also let the user explain what they are doing and why they are doing what they are doing. With that, you just don't only see what the user is doing, but you also know the incentive behind the motivation. So maybe they want to achieve something and they do it a certain way, but because you know why they did it, maybe there's a better alternative to do it. And with knowing the reason, you could actually come up with a better solution. Then you have to note down the pain points. So while the user is performing the tasks, you will see or hear that there is a pain point. So the user is seeing something as bad, not very well developed, something that needs to be optimized, and that's a pain point. And that's where you come into play, and you have to note that down. What is the pain point? Where exactly does it happen? What exactly is the pain point like? Is it usability, user experience? Is it a missing functionality? What exactly is it? Note that down. Also note down what the real user journey is for the process. Very often we assume there's a standard process, but in real life there's a different user journey. So the journey a user has to go through in order to achieve the goal, whatever it might be. So note down what is reality, and then you can compare on what was planned in the first place. And also, sometimes from your initiative, ask the user why they're doing a certain step right now. This helps to have this conversation more engaging, right? So sometimes you have to take the initiative and not only the user. Very recently, actually today, I used shadowing again to really see the pain points of the user, which helps me as a product owner or as a business analyst to really understand the real need of a user. And this is why this technique is so powerful, and for me, probably the most underrated requirements gathering technique for business analysts.